Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Yu from Hanoi. And now let's take a look at the top stories as usual. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh holds dialogue with Republic of Korean enterprises. UN official recommends Vietnam focus on energy security. And later on, market fair highlights country of Northern Mountainous area. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh attended a dialogue with investors from the Republic of Korea on July the 13th. The Republic of Korea, the largest FDI partner in Vietnam at present, is investing over 9,380 projects worth over $79.8 billion in 19 of the 21 economic sectors and 59 of the 63 localities nationwide. Prime Minister Chinh said Vietnam and the Republic of Korea have become leading partners of each other, and economic cooperation is always an important pillar of bilateral ties. He asked representatives of Korean associations and enterprises to point out problems they have encountered and suggest ideas for further improving the investment, production, and business activities, and required Vietnamese relevant agencies and localities to work out solutions. Vietnam's trade and investment links with the Republic of Korea are also thriving, and if such recovery and growth trend is maintained, bilateral trade can reach $100 billion this year, ahead of the target in 2023. We have Vnews coming up next. Let's take a look. A high-ranking delegation of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee paid a visit to Cambodia from July 20th to 30th to further intensify the two countries' friendship and cooperation. The trip was part of activities in celebration of the 55th anniversary of bilateral diplomatic ties and the two countries' friendship year 2022. The delegation had meetings with Cambodia King Priyapart Samdech, Priyapomnet Norodom Sihamoni, leaders of the National Assembly, Senate, and government of Cambodia, and many organizations and agencies. President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee Đỗ Văn Chiến affirmed that Vietnam always attaches importance to the development of traditional ties with Cambodia. At the working session with the President of the National Assembly and Chairman of the National Council for Solidarity Front for Development of the Cambodian motherland Samdech Heng Samrin, the two fronts agreed to work together to build and carry out an implementation plan for the Memorandum of Understanding on the cooperation program among the fronts of Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. Talking to the Vietnamese delegation at a separate meeting, Cambodian Prime Minister Samdech Techo Hun Sen expressed his satisfaction at the stability of bilateral relations, especially the completion of 84% of the land border demarcation, and agreed to accelerate work on the remaining 16% in order to have a stable borderline and facilitate cross-border travel. The Vietnam News Agency has an interview with Assistant Secretary General and Regional Director Asia Pacific at UNDP, who is on a visit to Vietnam. Join us in the following report. Kane Naraja, UN Assistant Secretary General and UNDP Regional Director for Asia and the Pacific, said she expected Vietnam can show that there's a different way to do development and that amidst the uncertain global economic outlook, Vietnam can prove itself as an attractive place for investment by doing a greener and more inclusive development.
Growth. So my hope is that Vietnam can show that there's a different way to do development now. The global outlook is not good right now, the economic outlook, but I still think that there's ways in which Vietnam can be an attractive place for investment to come in and to show by doing a greener, more inclusive development that the return on this investment is higher for both public sector and private sector.
In regard to how Vietnam can successfully pursue an inclusive and green economic rebound in the post-COVID-19 period, she recommended the country to focus on energy security and energy access for everyone.
For example, the fact that you can finance a just energy transition. How does Vietnam move into renewables? By attracting new resources, but also changing where current resources are going. So we've had a lot of discussion on the energy security and energy access for everyone. And that, I think, is a big part of this rebound.
The UN official also spoke highly of how Vietnam has changed in the past 45 years since it joined the UN, describing it as amazing. A country coming out of war and dependent on aid is now playing the other role of being a stable and secured power center, she said. Naracha has been on an official visit to Vietnam to follow up a meeting between Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and UNDP Administrator Ashim Steiner in New York last May, with priority given to the UNDP support for Vietnam in the context of post-pandemic recovery and financing a sustainable climate and energy transition. Vietnam's total import-export value topped $400 billion as of July 15th, with trade deficit of around $1 billion. According to the United Department of Customs, in the period, Vietnam earned $201 billion from exports, while spending $202 billion on buying goods from abroad. The trade turnover in 2022 is forecast to exceed $700 billion, of which exports will approach the $400 billion mark. In order to achieve the export growth target of 8% this year and maintain the trade surplus of the previous years, the Ministry of Industry and Trade is stepping up support for businesses in market information and export promotion and encouraging them to create new products. The ministry has also guided localities to build and develop brands for strong products and will handle the issue of traceability to ensure the quality of goods to meet export standards in other countries. Vietnam posted nearly $27.9 million worth of agroforestry fishery exports in the first half of this year, an annual increase of nearly 14%.
According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, of the total value, the groups of key farm produce and forestry products contributed $11.37 billion and $9.1 billion respectively. Fishery products shipped overseas during the 6 months, meanwhile, reeled in $5.8 billion, up 40.8% annually. There were 9 types of goods recorded in export revenue, exceeding $1 billion in the period, including coffee, rubber, cashew, and vegetable fruit. The ministry said the US and China were the biggest importers of Vietnamese agroforestry fishery goods for sending more than $7.6 billion and nearly $5 billion respectively. They were followed by Japan and the Republic of Korea. Also in the first half, Vietnam recorded a trade surplus of approximately $5.75 billion, nearly doubling the figure posted in the same period last year.
Young people have pioneered in development of digital applications that promote digital transformation in Vietnam. A trade ecosystem has been formed by the young staff at Nhật Minh High Technology Development JSC, helping business models move away from traditional to digital. With a great passion for clean food, Nguyen Xuan Phuc was set up an online market to sell his products, but success was hard to come by. A year ago, Phuc decided to turn to the BZI e-commerce platform to bring his clean products closer to consumers.
More people can engage in this ecosystem, from housewives to traders. It is quite convenient for users.
A graduate from the National Economics University, Nguyen Xuan had a lot of jobs before developing the BZI e-commerce platform. Nearly 100 young people have now joined hands with Xuan to develop the ecosystem.
The platform has been expanded by many young people like me. We hope to offer new and valuable digital products to users.
The young staff at the Nhật Minh High Technology Development JSC has successfully developed a sound e-commerce platform for the community. However, the ecosystem success depends largely on how local enterprises accelerate the digital transformation process. Hanoi collected around $7.18 million in budget revenue during the first 7 months of this year, a year-on-year increase of 25%, according to Hanoi Customs Department. According to the Hanoi Customs Department, the amount was equivalent to nearly 60% of the city's yearly plan. Highest growth was reported in the banking sector, which exceeded $920 million, a 93% surge from the same time last year. It was followed by revenue from securities businesses. Revenue from real estate and construction totaled nearly $240 million, up 37%. The department has taken drastic measures to prevent revenue loss and at the same time enforce collection of all taxes owed. So far this year, it has collected close to $177 million in tax arrears and cooperated with the Municipal Department Planning and Investment to revoke business registration certificates of more than 190 taxpayers who owed some 560 billion Vietnam dong in total. Now join us on a trip to Vân Hồ commune in the northern mountainous province of Sơn La to discover local kênh singing, traditional dance and staples on offer at Chiang Đi Market Fair held every Saturday and Sunday. Visitors to Chiang Đi Market Fair have the opportunity to indulge themselves in the country space of the northwestern mountains. Ethnic people introduce their local staples at 50 stalls, including brocade, fresh vegetables, rice, pork, mushrooms, and bamboo shoots.
Most of the products sold at the market fair are made by ethnic minority people.
I have been eager to come to the Chiang Đi Market Fair to buy a wide range of local products. The people here are hospitable too.
Chiang Đi Market Fair not only ensures stable incomes for local people, but also contributes to developing local tourism and popularizing the unique cultures found in mountainous areas.
We have earned more money since the market fair opened. We mostly sell farm produce and staples of the Hmong ethnic minority. We will join hands with local people in Vân Hồ district to further promote traditional values. We also help them restore traditional festivals and market fairs and maintain art clubs and folk games with a view to attracting more visitors to the locality.
Market fairs like Chiang Đi, offering visitors a kaleidoscope of ethnic cultures, are expected to become appealing destinations for visitors to the Vân Hồ Plateau.